One of the focal points in attempting to encourage real estate professionals to create a thorough market analysis is encouraging users to define the area of your market appropriately. We find so often that users are interested in defining their market by things that are simple, like a 1, 3, and 5 mile ring. And oftentimes we found that kind of standard currency for analysis areas works just fine. But oftentimes you're going to find that you're going to create a true and better market analysis by defining an area for a report by something other than something as simple as a 1, 3, and 5 mile ring. And that's why we've given our users the ability to define areas for reports in a number of different ways. Within Business Analyst, you'll see the ability to find a location by entering an address and creating a study area by rings or drive times or even walk times. And then within the ability to create drive times, we've even changed the ability to go in and change the time of traffic, as well as the ability to drive away from or towards a facility, or you can even change to traffic by time of day. So in order to do this, it's very simple. You just need to type in an address. Once you've done so and click to go, you'll notice a pin drops on the map and you have the ability to add rings, drive times, or walk times. You can change these with the click of a button. So if I was wanting to create my analysis area by a 5 and a 10-minute walk time, I could select those two variables and click apply, and I would be able to see my 5 and my 10-minute drive time. At this point, if I determined that I wanted to change my site to a 5 and a 10-minute drive time, I could do so. I could also go into more options and make other determinations on what I wanted to do. I could go in and say, I want to use live traffic and create my analysis area that way. So a 5 and a 10-minute drive time based on traffic at this given time. There you'll see what exactly that looks like as an analysis area. The second ability to create a study area is going to be with the selected of a geography. When you select a geography, you'll notice that there's 3 different options. You can either search for a geography, you can select from the map, or you can select from the full list. So within the different geography options, you'll see that you have the ability to choose between all the census-denoted geographies that are available. If I wanted to do something like type in a zip code, I could simply type in the zip code and you would see it populate there. If I determined that I actually wanted to select a geography from a map, I could go in and I could choose the geography that I was interested in choosing directly from the map. So if I zoomed out here and I said, oh, I think I'm interested in this county, I would simply select it, click next, and then I could run reports based on that geography. I also have the ability to select a geography by choosing from the entire list of geographies. Here you'll see the entire country, states, counties, zip codes, census tracts, block groups, CBSAs, DMAs, cities and towns, congressional districts, as well as county subdivisions. Here I might determine that I'm interested in selecting a state. And you'll see the entire list of states, and then I would simply select the one that I'm interested in analyzing. When I have the ability to select from the map, you'll also notice if I want to combine geographies, I can do so. I'll just zoom in here a little bit. And at this point, you'll see all of the different census tracts. If I select one, and then another one, you'll notice that I also have the ability to combine the geographies into a single site if I'm interested in doing so. So just giving you more ideas about giving you options for selecting geographies in different ways. The third option is to draw a polygon. Now to draw a polygon, all you have to do is be able to click around the area of the outside of importance. So let's say that I was wanting to create an analysis area of the Little Rock area, but I only wanted to include the area that went right along Interstate 30 and Highway 430. And what I'm doing is I'm just left clicking around the area of the outside of importance to me, And then when I'm done, I'm simply going to double click and it will draw my polygon accordingly. At that point, if I wanted to get reports based on my polygon, I could certainly do so, but I could also change my site if I determined that I needed to move my site location barriers just a little bit. I could go in and I could make those changes however I see fit. When I'm done, I simply click Stop Edit, and it will redraw my polygon. I could also name my polygon, so if I wanted to call this my Little Rock Analysis Area, I could save it to where it would be available in my content at any point in the future. The final option for defining an area for a report is to import a file. Now, I know that a lot of you probably already keep your commercial real estate data in Excel spreadsheets. If you do, and you have a spreadsheet that includes name, address, city, state, and zip code, or name and latitude and longitude, you can take that file and import a number of different site locations at once. Here, I'm going to import a file of a sample portfolio that I'll show you real quickly. It's just a simple Excel file that has name, address, city, state, zip code, sales volume, as well as property type that I could use for different attribute fields. But here under name, you'll notice that I have portfolio property number 1 through 16. And if I wanted to, I could change those names accordingly, but for these purposes, those are just fine. I'm going to go back to Business Analyst, and again, I simply defined areas for reports. I'm going to import a file. I'm going to choose Browse, and I'm going to scroll down to my sample portfolio and import it. Now I know that because I have this file directly from my desktop, and I know that I just looked at it and saw that it had address, city, state, and zip code, that I don't need to do anything here. So I simply click Next. You'll see that 16 matches were found, and none were invalid addresses, and I can go ahead and add those matches to the map. Now at this point, you'll see that I have a number of different points all over the map. I could turn on the labels if I wanted to, and those labels would be anything that would be available for my Excel file. But if I decided that really all I want to be able to do is add rings to those given sites, I can click on yes, I'd like to add rings, drive times, or walk times. In this case, let's say that I want to create 5-minute drive times around each of these 16 locations. I'll simply click 5 minutes under the first column for drive times, click Apply, and then I'll take the site just a moment for it to draw all of those different 5-minute drive times. Once I'm done, I simply click I'm done, and then notice that when I go into my content and select my sites, that all the different analysis areas that I've just created are available under my sites. So again, just want to give you an idea of all the different ways that we can actually go about defining our areas for reports so that we can create the most authentic market analysis possible.